Hello, today I'm gonna talk about what are the market internals and which indicators I use to measure it, and I'm gonna go over with the details in this video. So what we are looking here is a Thinkorswim chart. At the top, I use an $ADD sign, and on the lower indicators, I use a cumulative tick, and next one is VOLD, and the last one is $tick sign. This $tick sign, you can also use it as a $ADD as a chart, but I'm using it on this one here as a lower indicator. So let's go over the terminology a little bit. So the market internals are indicators that use data directly from the stock market to calculate the market's direction for the trader. The indicator gives traders a feel for what the underlying market is doing, which can better prepare traders to make trading decisions. And these are the indicators that I am using. So what is $ADD? It is a stock market internal that shows whether the most stocks are advancing above their prior close. So this gives us a sense of what the overall market is doing at that time. The next one is cumulative tick, which is this one here. The cumulative tick helps us to keep track of the running total of the New York Stock Exchange tick throughout the entire day. And the next one is VOLD here. It let us know instantly how strong the current buying or selling pressure is in the market. Pretty much it is the difference between the up volume and the down volume on the New York Stock Exchange. And the last one is a $tick sign. And this index compares the number of stocks that are rising to the number of stocks that are falling on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, let's get back into the chart. So on the ADD chart, there is a zero level here. And I also mark extreme highs and extreme lows here. So extreme highs start usually from anywhere 1500 and above plus to 2000, and above 2000 to 200 levels, it is extremely extended. And same thing for the downside, minus 1500 to minus 2000 area, it can be an extreme. And from minus 2000 to around 2200 and more, it is extremely extended for the downside. So what I mean by that, when I see a ADD is holding its levels at the higher levels, and same thing for the downside here. And if I see the ADD is spending its time, most of it around here, and holding these levels here, then what this tells me that for this day, there are more than usual buying or selling pressure in the market, and the market is trending. So another thing I use ADD is I use it as a regular chart, and I look at the levels, and if I see the ADD is trending in one direction, I try not to put my trades against that direction. So I want to be on the same side with ADD. So the next one is cumulative tick. What I look for here is if I see a cumulative tick ticking on one direction, which is like on this one here, we see from starting from here, we see a steady climbing here, and this can be the same thing for the downside as well. Okay, so we have that zero level in the middle. So if we see the cumulative tick is spending more time on one side and climbing up like that, especially, it shows us that there is a buying pressure. There are more buying than selling. Okay, these red ones can be a pullbacks, but overall the market is keep going higher till at this point here. And if we see the cumulative tick is kind of going above the zero level and below the zero level, and above the zero level, below the zero level, then we can say that price can go sideways at that day. Or we can say that it can be a sideways price action, or it can be a V-shaped market price action. It is not just like one-way direction trend. This can start an uptrend like this, and it can spend some time like this, sideways, and then we may see the tick is going back down again, and then we may even see it can go below that zero level and continue down this way. So pretty much this is gonna look like in the chart, we have that uptrend, we do some sideways, and then we just start selling back off. And another thing we can look is we can see and climbing, and then we may just see that it is holding its level also like this. In this case, see the prices going higher, and then from here it just price goes sideways, something like that. Or again on this one here, after that we may see the prices kind of coming back and doing a deeper pullback, which on this level here. Okay, on the next one is VOLD, which is the showing that volume on the New York Stock Exchange, buying and selling. So we have a zero level here in the middle. So this is the zero level. I also have +3 here and -3 levels that I look. If I see the VOLD is printing above and staying above that 3 level, then this shows that there is a unusual buying pressure at that time. And it can be a very possible that this day can be a strong uptrending day. If I see that VOLD is holding its level above this. Same thing with the downside. If I see VOLD is going there and staying below -3 level and spending time here entire day, that we can say that this can be a strong downtrend day. Because usually what we see here is the VOLD is spending time around this zero level between this -3 and +3. And if we see an extreme for that day, then we can expect a unusual day for the market to go that way. We can sometimes see that the price starts at this level here, and we can see that VOLD is going back into the zero level here and kind of switching back on and then holding there, goes back up there, and then comes back up there too. So the next one is $tick indicator. So I have a +1000 level here and -1000 level here that I look, and we have the zero level here in the between. So if you see the price most of the time spending time on the above the zero level here, that we can say that the market is mostly buying and is an uptrend that day. And same thing, we can say that there is a more buying than selling. And if you see the prices spending more time, it is below that zero level, then we can expect that more selling than buying. And if you see the price going above this 1000 levels, usually the price is extremely extended at this level, and we can expect a pullback from this level into the levels here. So that doesn't mean the price is gonna reverse from there, but you can use it as, let's say the market is trending and then you want to participate in this trending market. So at this level here, you are looking at the $tick is above that 1000 level, okay? And instead of participating here, it is better to wait this come back into this regular level here. That means that market in this area is already so much extended, we may need a pullback before the continuation. So pretty much this prevents you to buy in on very overextended pricing. Usually what I use this for is keep a track of which side has more printing than the other. So if I see more ticks are printing above the zero level, that I can expect that there are more buying than selling here on the market. And if I see the more selling on the below the zero level, then it can be like more selling pressure in the market at that time. Okay, now we know the terminology and what all this means. Then I want to go over a little bit how I am looking at these and compare it with the chart. So today is April 6th, Thursday price action. The market started at around zero level here, and it kept that level up to around noontime here. So this is around the noontime. So if you look at the cumulative tick, that we see that the price is on above the zero and then below the zero, above the zero, below the zero. So pretty much the market is going sideways here till about right around this time, which is around noontime here, okay? And with the VOLD is pretty much doing the same thing. It's kind of going up above the zero and then coming down again and going back up above again. So it doesn't has a strong one-way direction. And on the $tick, we have some ticks printing above the zero, and we have some ticks printing below the zero, and we have some ticks printing above the zero, which showing that market is going up and down sideways price action till at this around this area here, right? Right after here, we see that cumulative tick is keep printing at the one direction and keep gradually making it higher. And same thing with the volt here, it is doing that. And if you are looking at the dollar tick, then we see most of the time the ticks are above that zero level. And every time we see below that, the buyers are keep buying it up. Okay. So if you are looking at this in the price action, right around after 11:45 till right around 1:30 level, that we can say that price is keep going up. So this is the 15-minute chart for the day. Till around noontime here, we are seeing a sideways price action here. So market is going up, going down. And right after this time, then we see that the price is trending till around 1:30 area, which is right at this level here between. And as we can see on the ADD also is trending at that level. And after this time, then we see that the cumulative tick is gradually going down at this level here. And same thing with the volt. And the volt is holding its level pretty much. So we don't see a strong move this way, or we don't see a strong dive towards the zero level. And on the dollar tick, again, we see some more on the below, some more on the up above the zero, and some down, and some mix at the end close. So pretty much after this point, price is going sideways and slightly getting lower, which we see it on this here. Okay, let's do another day. So today price action started around -800 level here. And when we look at the ADD, it pretty much holds its level around this level. So we can say that today was more down sentiment when the market started. So the cumulative tick also keep ticking for the downside, and it is below zero level up to around this level here, which is around noontime, 11:30. And same thing with the volt here. We started from here, and we will see that volt is gradually making down and cross that -3 level here up to right here. So right around 11 a.m. at that day, that we can say that this can be a possible chance to a strong downtrend if the sellers could manage to hold this level here with a more selling pressure. And the same thing with the cumulative tick here. If we see that this is continuing growing like this, or at least it is holding this level here like this, then we could have seen that this downtrend has more chance to continuation for more. But right around here though, we didn't see that happen. So right there, the more buyers are stepped in, and they managed to price go back below that -3 level on the volt, and also the cumulative tick start ticking towards the zero level. So pretty much right around noontime, I would say, starting from this area here, and from this area, we did a sideways a little bit, right around 1. And from this on, the market is shifting back up, and we had this downshift from here. And the same thing here with volt. And from this on, we see that slightly volt is getting back into the zero level. And with the dollar tick sign, we see that more ticks are printed below the zero level. And every time we go above it, the sellers are pushed back in. And we had pretty much same on both sides at this sideways area here. And after from here, afternoon section, then we were seeing more ticks printing above the zero level than the below the zero level. Okay, we have few spots here and here and here, but most of the time it spent time above that zero level. So this is the 15-minute chart for this day. So the market started at the beginning around -800 level here, and we start selling as we were seeing it here, here, and there. And we have some sideways price action around noontime here, and right after noontime, then we see that the uptrend. So the way this helps me to understanding the direction of the market. So if I am shorting this move here, then it gives me idea to stay in the trade as long as I see everything going with my plan here. So as long as I see that the tick is ticking lower and volt is ticking lower or staying below that -3 level, and as long as I see that dollar tick is printing more tick on the below zero level here, then I have more confidence in that shorting that market and staying on that trend. And when I see the tick is now printing sideways or going back into the zero level, and same thing with the volt and same thing with the dollar tick sign, if I keep seeing more ticks are printing above the zero level, then there is no reason for me to keep expecting from this down move to continuation, right? Right after this level here, right around like 115 level here, which is right around here, is actually broke that downtrend level here as well. So there is a good reason for us to close that downtrend and start thinking about it, possible uptrend from this here. Okay, this is another day. So for this day, we started around 800 level ADD, and as soon as it started, market starts selling off. And we see the ADD is making a downtrend here and went back below that zero level here. And up till around 10 a.m., we didn't see much printed on the cumulative tick. 10:15, we start seeing the cumulative tick is printing for the downside till around noontime here. So till around here. And then from here, we see that the back into the zero level here, right around here, we did sideways a little bit. And from this point, we saw that another downtrend. So at this level here, we did a sideways, this area, we did an up move, pullback, we'll say sideways a little bit, and then down again. And same thing with the volt here. So we are seeing that volt is going back into the -3 level and hold that -3 level pretty much right around here. And right around here is there is no reason for you to go against this downtrend, because everything is showing that there is a strength in the market that a lot of selling pressure than usual. And if you're looking at the dollar tick, is most of the tick is printing below that zero level here. So there is no reason trying to buy the dip or go against this trend if you are reading this from market internal. And if you are looking at the ADD also, it is holding its level at this level around 1400 level. So everything is showing there is a possible strong downtrend and continuation till things change again. So right around here, as we see that there are some buyers coming in here, right around 130 level. And from here, we did a sideways a little bit. And after that, we start selling off again. And if you're looking at the volt here, it is pretty much close to that -3 level most of the time. And here is the chart. And this is the 15-minute chart for that day. From the beginning, we start selling right around 12 noontime here. We did this up move here, pullback, which is around here, right? So we see more ticks printing on the above the zero level. And at this top here, we did a sideways a little bit. That is right around here. And from there, we start selling back into the low again, which is everything kind of keep going down. And volt is holding its level, and we see more tick printing below that zero level here. Pretty much on the high, close to high extreme levels here for the downside. Okay, this can be an example for a sideways with a bigger range. As we are looking at the cumulative tick here, we see that the price is waving around that zero level here. So doing this, right? So that means that the market is doing this very much. And the market is started right around zero level here, and then went up and then come back below that zero level here. And from there on, it just kept its level right around zero level. So we didn't see anything extreme and then holding its level there, or same thing for the upside, holding it level it is on the extremes. So market is in more neutral level. And for the volt is also the same way. We see that volt is going above the zero, below the zero, above the zero, below the zero. And it is not making any consistent move above the 3 level and holding its level there. We don't see that. So all these are telling us that there is not a strong one direction price action for today, so far what we are seeing. And same thing with the dollar tick sign. If you look at it here, we see ticks here below, above the zero. We got more below the zero. We got more above the zero, below the zero, a little bit here, below the zero. above the zero. We are seeing that zigzag pattern on the dollar tick as well. So when you see this happening, printing from the internals, then you can expect that this can be a range day. It can be a bigger range, a smaller range, or it can be just going sideways, right? You just don't expect just one way direction. And this is a 15-minute chart for today. As you can see here, we were pretty much ranging at this level here, going up, down, and up again. So right around here is 11:30 area. And this is a good example for an uptrend. So as we are seeing on the ADD here, ADD started around 1700, 1800 level. And if you're looking at it, all day it kept its level at these extreme levels here. It never went back into the zero level and kept holding its level, this highest portion of that chart. That means that it is telling us for today, there is an extreme buying than regular, because usually the price we see on the ADD is around these levels here. But today it was different. Why? Because most of the time it kept its levels at this level here, close to the high. And when we're looking at the cumulative tick, from the start, we start ticking higher till around 12:30 noontime here. And from there, we did a pullback till around 1:30, 2 p.m. And from 2 p.m. we start climbing back up. So pretty much this tells me that we did a trend, we did a pullback, and then we continued. And if we are looking at the volt here, from the start, we were pretty much all day above that +3 level. And that's showing that there are extremely more buying pressure than the selling, as actually no selling. It is just buying for today. So if you see this, then you need to just think in on the buy side and forget about the selling for today's price action if you are seeing an internal like this. And same thing pretty much on the dollar tick. We see most of the time the ticks are above that zero level, right? And this is the pullback around noontime here. And right after that, we see most of the things happening above that zero level, which more people are buying than selling. And every time we see small dips, then they were just replied by the buyers fast. So this is the 15-minute chart for this trend day. And pretty much what we had here is market is going higher, did a pullback around lunchtime, and we went to the second leg of that move. And the ADD kept its level at that higher section of the day and kept its level here. And on the cumulative tick here is we saw that keep ticking higher till around lunchtime, right around here, and till up here. And from this point, we saw that that pullback. And from this point, we saw that climbing back up again. And pretty much on the volt here is we see that the entire day above that +3 level, and even on that pullback here, it just pulled back slightly and kept its level at that 3. It didn't let it below that level. And that is telling me that this is just a pullback, not a strong reversal like this right around here. And also on the same thing here on the dollar tick is we see more tick printing above that zero level. And we see that on the pullback, only time we see that the more tick is printing below that zero on that pullback. And after that, we see most of the ticks are printing above that zero. And every time we see a dip, a couple times here, the buyers just answer quickly. So this is the market internals. It is very beneficial for you to keep an eye on these and looking at it when comparing it with the price action. So if you see something holding its level here on the market internals, try not to go against that. Try to be on the same side. And this will help you to make a better decision on your entering your trades, or more importantly, if you are on a trade, it will keep you in the trade as long as you see these metrics on your favor. You see the cumulative tick is ticking higher, and you see the VOLD is ticking higher and it keeping level above that 3 level. And if you see then that a lot of ticks are printing above that 0 level, there is no reason for you to exit your trade unless you see something else, right? And take advantage of these trend days. And even if you see a pullback, as long as you see that the levels are holding, as in this here, VOLD is holding its 3 level, and we see that the cumulative tick is still way above that 0 level here, and this can still tell us this can be a still pullback. And as soon as we see that the market is again ticking higher and keeping this level here, we see the dollar tick is start printing more ticks on the above the zero level, then we can see, yes, okay, now we can jump on the second leg of this move. Or if you are even still holding this, then you can continue holding your position entire day. So this kind of gives you an edge while you are in the trade, and it helps you to have a better overall idea of the market. I hope this helps you, and I use this all the time, and is definitely recommend using this for your trades. And I'm going to have a copy of these exact chart settings with all the indicators under our script and library folder in our Discord group. So if you are already in the Discord, you can just go in there and download this script. Or if you are not in our Discord yet, you can come in and check it out. It is free, and we have over 1,000 people there. And during the trading days, a lot of good traders that sharing their ideas or trade entries in our main futures trading channel.